Welcome to Beer Bullstein on the SHR Media Network, also simulcast on the KLRN Media Network, the radio network. I appreciate you guys over there simulcasting me. Do appreciate you all being here. I am fired up. Fired up. Hopefully this stuff's actually coming through. I can hope and tell. I'm just going to keep going until someone says it's not. Oh, man, am I fired up. Why am I fired up? Because, you know what? Leftists want us dead. That's just freaking it. And I am freaking tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. Absolutely sicking tired of the whole thing. I actually started the broadcast about 45 seconds late because I had to go run and grab another beer because I knew this was going to be at least a 2-beer segment. This is just mission ready, man. Big Earl, how you doing there? Got you 5x5. Thank you, sir. Oh my God, I am just fired up here. So I do want to apologize for anybody who was actually mything me. I know it was you, Earl. For the last couple of weeks, I have been having some back issues, but some medical issues and all that other good stuff. Had a spinal stimulator installed, which was absolutely glorious while they had it installed. You know, the pain was reduced in my legs and back. It was a wonderful thing. Then they took it out. And you want to talk about cruel. You think your wife could be cruel, or your ex-wife, or whoever. Doctors. Cruel. And they said, hey, we'll put the permanent one in June. Yay. So, after the 4th attempt on Trump's life, here we are. 4th attempt on Trump's life. Just not keeping count or anything like that. Now all of a sudden it's just kind of like, oh, you know, it was the gun's fault. That was the first thing. Every town, Giffords, all of them came out first and said, oh, well, you know, it was gun's fault. You know, the gun did it. The gun did it. The gun did it. The fun part is every single gun that dude had was legally purchased, legally possessed. Well, not in DC, but you get my point. It wasn't some scary AR. It wasn't some scary AK. It wasn't some scary Barrett. You know, it wasn't some scary, you know, Kalashnikov, you know, uber duber, you know, sci-fi gun. He had a shotgun and I think a handgun. The dude did his recon, like, you know, like Sackhead Sean said the other night. I was watching there. He actually did a really good rendition of a breakdown of what took place. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend go back, watch Sean's, I think it was his Monday night stream. Did an excellent breakdown of what took place during that assassination attempt. And from a police officer's perspective and knowing security and stuff, I could give you from the Secret Service perspective, because I've done Secret Service support missions, and what happened there. In fact, they didn't break down. In fact, he never got past the outer perimeter. So it's kind of one of those, kind of worked. You know, that's kind of what took place there. But that's not really kind of what I want to talk about tonight. Sorry, I was hearing chickens and stuff. So sorry. Assassination attempts and political violence. When I say political violence, who do you think of? If it's the media, they want you to look at me and go, oh, he's politically violent because I'm just the standard issue white guy. And that's who they're hoping for. If I put a Trump hat on, that's it. I mean, I would just, you know, make them jizz all over themselves. You know, that would be, oh my God, that's the perfect candidate. You know, that's what they want. They want a standard issue white guy redneck with a Trump hat on to go out and start shooting up people in the name of politics. That's what they want. That's not what they're getting. What they're getting are left-wing, you know, troons, trans, all those other, you know, assholes. This guy who seems to think that, or this Cole here, who seems to think that it's his mission to take out the president, who's the great Satan, that guy, because I'm just sitting there, like that guy right there. I just lost my train of thought because something just popped into my head that I really needed to get to, and I'm just going to get to it now anyway. I am so glad his manifesto came out. Absolutely. Hallelujah. Thank the Lord. Because that right there, his manifesto proves that it is a mainstream leftist ideology that is pushing this bullshit. And I'm just going to say it, it's bullshit. Leftist mainstream ideologies is violent. Violence from the left is considered speech. Speech from the right is considered violence. Make that make sense to me. Make it make sense. I can't. And I'm going to guarantee you that I'm probably smarter than the average leftist. I don't know. But you know what? I want to know what you guys think. I don't see anybody out there right now talking. We're going to open up the phone lines, though, because you know what? I am just 100% happy to be here talking to you guys. And to be honest with you, I have absolutely no video tonight because I want to take this to you guys. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you in chat. I want to talk to you on the phone. I want to know what you think. I know what I think, and I'm going to rant and rave and all that other crap and drink beer and all that stuff. By the way, it's Friday night. Well, afternoon if you're on the left coast. I apologize. But you know what? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Grab a beer, grab a whiskey, grab a milk. I don't care. Milk's good too. I like milk. Milk's fine. Time to relax, man. It's Friday night. The week's over. Get over it. It's the weekend. Let's go. Let's do it. Hell, if you're doing a beer, you can even go, like you're on a tugboat or something. We can do all the sound effects we want here. Oh, speaking of sound effects, let me get that down. There we go. So, wasabi, don't tax the rich, buddy. Let's see. People in the middle see the violence and hypocrisy from both sides. Absolutely. You know what? That is a great question. I would love to talk to you about that. Tell me where the violence is coming from the right. I would like to know where the violence, not speech, the violence is coming from the right. And please don't mistake my passion for anger. This is just passion. This is just bam in your face because I am fired the fuck up tonight because this is getting to a boiling point. So 202-503-2271 is our phone lines. If you want to be part of the program, it looks like Eggery Peck. Please call in. I will give you as much time as you need to make your point. Uninterrupted. Whatever you need. I would love to know where the violence from the right is coming. Now, mind you, we could go back. I mean, depending on how far you want to go back, we can go back and say, abortion clinics. We could say this, that, and the other things. But in recent memory, and when I say recent memory, I'm talking like 10 years. There really isn't a, hey, I'm a Republican and I'm going to go out and kill people. That kind of thing going on. There is, however, a whole bunch of leftists not only doing, but threatening violence. It's amazing how much mental illness is on full display on YouTube. Oh, Jeepers Creepers. Well, come on, 202-503-2271. Let's display your mental illness. Let's do it, brother. We'll go down together. You and me, buddy. We'll compare meds. Let's do it. That being said, media malpractice on this stuff. And this is where, I'm sorry, because I don't blame you guys. I really don't. You're brainwashed. Every single freaking one of you. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. George Carlin said it best, all right? Think about the average person, okay, and how intelligent that person is. Okay, just to think about that. The average person, how intelligent that person is. Now realize that 50% are stupider than that. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I'm smarter. I'm just saying I might be average. But I'm just saying I didn't do nothing. There we go. Didn't do nothing. Let's see. I've been browsing the lives. The crazy lefties are 90%. Absolutely. There used to be a website. It was called mass shootings database. Actually, I'm going to see if I can pull that up. It might still actually be up. Redirecting. It's probably going to go to a click allow. All right. Where's allow? It's probably going to go to the 99 restaurant or something. I am not a robot. Well, it is not really working. You know what? Anyway, it used to break it down. By, age, sex, race, religion, their target, who was, basically any stat you wanted to know, like how many people were killed, how many people were injured, what kind of weapon was used. It broke it down like Barney style. And that's kind of like how I liked it, because I could sit there and go, okay, well, let's see. Who's politically right? Who's politically left? If I wanted to sit there and say, okay, well, if white men are the most dangerous people on the planet, how many mass shootings have we committed? And then it would show me a graph, and it would show me blah, 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 and it would actually take into account gang violence. It would take into account all the other stuff that the media just, we don't play with that. We don't talk about gang violence because that's scary stuff. And that might actually fuck up our narrative. And we don't like that. 202-503-2271, especially if you want to talk about the rights violence, people on the right side of the aisle being violent, or how crazy I am. That's totally a complete, how do I put it? Totally acceptable topic. I like that acceptable topic. How crazy I am. I am totally cool. I'm down with it. You know what? Mental illness is a huge thing in this country. If you think I'm mentally ill, absolutely call in and let's talk about it. I think that website was defunded. This one I was talking about was actually a privately ran one. I don't remember who was actually running it, but they basically just went around and grabbed all the data and did it themselves. So it's kind of one of those things. It was. See, now it goes to some weird thing. Let me see if I can pull up the actual. No, I don't want to leave that site. Thank you. It's mass.shootings.info, and it's going to a weird freaking site now, so it's pretty much gone. Uh-oh, what do we got here? All right, here we go. I'm gonna do my first thing. I've got other types of media that I can answer. Dave, stop texting me. Call in. Get on the YouTubes. Text up out here in the chat room. I love you. Get on the webs. Let's do it. You got things to say. Let's do it. So the media, they don't give two shits unless it's a white dude. Am I wrong? How many times have you seen a mugshot of, say, a cartel member who is obviously not white, but he's listed as white? How many times has that happened? More times than I can count. And I'm not trying to make this a race thing. I'm trying to make this an accountability thing. Because let's face it, if we can't have truth, then what do we have? The worst thing that could have possibly happened in society was when tell your truth. Oh, girl, go tell your truth came out. Your truth is bullshit. The truth is the truth. Your truth is fucking fiction. Okay? That's it. Your truth is bullshit. The truth is the only thing that matters. You ever heard of my story, his story, and what really happened? What really happens, the only thing that really, really matters, right? I couldn't believe the first time I saw that. Absolutely. It was right up there, right around the hashtag Me Too times, which, you know, I'm a Gen Xer. You know, we don't call it a hashtag. We call it a pound, you know, pound Me Too. You know, that really didn't work out in my mind. I say that all the time. There's no such thing as your truth. There's what is and what is not, you know. The only person that can really decide, you know, or change what the truth is God. Period. End of list. Done. Excuse me, that's pound me too, sir. I'll get right to you, Ricky. I'm on call until 9. I'll be right over. Anyway, so it is Friday night. It is 7:18 on the East Coast. Grab your beers. Hold them up high. I just want to say, you know what? God bless America. God bless the Second Amendment. And you know why? Because the Second Amendment is the only thing that is holding this country together. The only thing that is holding us back from actually being ripped apart by angry mobs of leftists. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'll say it out loud. I'll say it loud and proud, because here we are. Hold on. I got a whole stupid computer issue. There we go. Just look at my state of Massachusetts. We are a Democrat-run state, and they do whatever they want. The only thing that is holding them back is we still have 445,000 gun owners in this state. That is the only thing. Yep, up-jumped opinion. That's all it is. That's an up-jumped opinion. Well, my truth is the sky is purple. Well, my truth is you're a dilly bitch. That's pretty much it. That's what I'm gonna put on Twitter. My truth is you're a dilly bitch. All right, so that's really that's how that, and we could put that on anything. You know, Britney Spears, whoever. I'm not to pick on Britney. She's been picked on enough. All right, leave Britney alone. You know, but anyway, the media has gone out of their way to just confuse. That's why I don't get mad at people, you know, like, you know, who disagree with me and, you know, call me stupid or mentally ill or, you know, whatever here on YouTube. I really don't get mad at them, because you know what? You're ignorant. And that's not meant as a shot. That's not meant as a, you know, a disparaging remark. You know, the word ignorant just means you don't know something. That's all that means, is you're ignorant, because the media has kept you ignorant. Okay. I don't watch Fox News. I'm going to tell you that right now. Just kind of preface that. Do not watch Fox News. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't watch fucking, any of the other ones either. I don't. I go get my news the old fashioned way. I rob and steal and beat it out of people. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I do my own research. I go around. I read everybody's. Somewhere in there's a nugget of truth. You know what? Ground News is a good aggregator. I'll tell you that right now. If you haven't seen Ground News, not to give them a shameless plug with, you know, for free, but they actually do a good thing. You know, they come up and they say, hey, this shit is going to lean way the fuck right if you read it. And they're like, yep, here you go. You know, or this is going to be a leftist piece of shit. Go that way. You know, and they let you know up front what you're going to read. You know, is it going to be biased one way or the other? Is it in the middle? Now, mind you, I don't agree with some of their, you know, oh, this is in the middle things. There's some things they're like MSNBC. They used to say that was a middle of the ground. I'm like, are you shitting me? You know, MS, no black commentators. No, I don't think so. Not until they got Reverend Sharpen. No. Let's see. Once we started adding my to the word truth, it became up and jumped opinion. What's going on here? Do I read chat? Yes, I do. Ground News is great. You supporting the Iran war. You know what I'm supporting right now? I'm supporting finishing the fucking job. That's what I'm supporting. You know, it doesn't matter if I like it. It doesn't matter if I supported getting into it. Support getting into it. That was me. I did not support going into it. I, however, do not have all the facts that was at the Pentagon level, you know, of, intel briefings and stuff. I don't have that. I used to, don't have it anymore. However, as a conservatarian, which is basically a libertarian with right-wing leanings, I don't see the need to go and fuck with everybody else's shit. However, If I'm going to go fuck with somebody else's shit, you should let the military do their job. And the military's job is two things: kill you and break your shit. That's it. That is the two jobs of the military: kill you and break your shit. So let them do their job and finish it. And none of this, oh, we're gonna pause, we're gonna slow down, we're gonna do this and let the diplomats talk and blah 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 blah. War is diplomacy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. War is a diplomacy, and it comes down to: you think that, during World War II, they sat there and, like, after the Battle of the Bulge, they stopped and said, let's have some negotiations with Hitler. That would be a great idea. Hey, Patton, get in there, talk to him, see if he'll calm down. No. They basically, there was no talking. There was the time for talking was over. And to be honest with you, I've dealt with Iranians. They're going to lie to you. That's it. These people, I'm not talking about like the average Iranian. I'm talking about the upper echelon of Iranian, politics. They are going to lie to you. They're going to do whatever and say whatever they can to get what they want right now, and then turn around and just go against whatever the fuck they said, which is evident by what's happened. Now, would that be a Hitler before or after the methamphetamines? Does it? That's a great question. How about either? Actually, after the methamphetamines might be more entertaining. That's, by the way, this is before he gets in the way. This is Raphael. He is a big Maine Coon. He is a ginormous pain in my ass, and he's going to say hello. You're not purring. Not purring today because I'm getting you down before you tear me up. There we go. But no, it's kind of one of those things. Define, finish the job in Iran. You okay if it turns into another Afghanistan multiple years with ground troops? No, I'm not okay with that. I think I made that pretty freaking clear. Decimate it. Kill you and break your shit. That's pretty fucking clear. And we can do that with from the air. We don't need to get on the ground to do that. Kill you and break your shit. I think that's a yeah. I don't think I can make that any clearer. Bomb the fuck out of them. Missile it. Use Jewish space lasers. I don't fucking care. If there's a such thing, to quote Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jewish space lasers. Let's fucking go. Bring it on. 202-503-2271. Let's bring in my first call for the Friday. I love calls, especially with me, because I will be 100% a gentleman and a civil conversation with you. I promise you that. Like I said, do not mistake my passion for anger. This is all passion, because I absolutely love talking to you guys. The space lasers are actually Amish, the scapegoated Jews. I'll have to talk to Ordnance Packard. They stole his space lasers. All right, so why is... I'm going to just blow through the break because I just don't care. Why is the Second Amendment the ultimate reset button for a free society? Why do you think that is? It's a number of things, first and foremost, because it's not just, the right to self-defense. It's not just, let's see, I think Israel, Saudi Arabia, and other Gulf states should send in ground troops while we support from afar. If they can come up with that type of arrangement, then God bless them. Let's go. Do what you got to do. Second Amendment. Where was I at with that? Ultimate reset for free society. That's right. It's not just the right to self-defense. It's the right to overthrow your government. I said it. I said it out loud. That is what the Second Amendment was written in there for. It's there as a check and balance against our government. It is a it's kind of like hedging our bets, because the power that the government has is derived from the people. We have given it to them. They have been given said power. They don't have the power. We have the power. We're just loaning it out, for a moment. Now, oh, that's funny. I love this one. Hold on. I'm going to stop here because this is a good one. I love this one right here. The Second Amendment doesn't matter if civilians don't have access to tanks, fighter jets, and nukes. I disagree, sir. That is two-dimensional thinking. Where do those people who have, because if say we're going to fight the military, right? That's going to be who the government would use against people who uprise against them, right? Well, the military people have families. Do you get where I'm going with this? Because this isn't going to be, I'm not trying to say that we should all go out and do this. I'm trying to say that this would be a holy shit, bloody ass quagmire. Because this would be neighbor versus neighbor. The people driving those tanks and fighter jets and all that other stuff, and people who are in charge of those nukes have families. Hey, Cartier. Oh, speaking of that, the Cartier cam. Who Wolfie's trying to get close to. The government should be afraid of its people. We should never be afraid of our government. Absolutely. Lay down. Wiggle butt. It is only a false belief that we have the power. Well, I'm sorry. That's a really hopeless viewpoint. That's a really hopeless viewpoint. I hope that you come up with a better one. I hope you come up with a better viewpoint sometime. There we go. I got my lighting better. Exactly. The Second Amendment doesn't, because let's say military grade weapons. When someone says military grade, my asshole puckers. All right. I was military for 22 years. Do you know what that shit's made of? Lowest bidder garbage. All right. That's what that shit's made of. My guns, if someone ever said that my guns were military grade, I would slap them across the face because that's a fucking insult. All right. My shit's way better than that. All right. And it doesn't take much. I don't need a full auto gun. I'm never afraid of someone who's shooting full auto. The kids outside with the Glock switches and all that shit. You know what? Go for it. Shoot me at 7 feet. I guarantee you're going to fucking miss. It's going to happen. All right. Especially if the adrenaline's running. Because I'll tell you right now, do you know that cops, law enforcement, have a 50% hit rate at 7 feet? 50 fucking percent hit rate at 7 feet once the adrenaline's going. Okay. So I really don't care what gangbanger with his Glock switch has. All right. Because he's really not going to hit shit. No, what he's going to hit is the 4-year-old who had nothing to fucking do with it in a house 2 blocks away. That's what he's going to fucking hit. Now, I'm more worried about the guy who's taking slow, controlled, measured shots from a semi-auto. That's who I'm worried about. Because that's someone who's actually been under fire. That's someone who knows how to control his emotions and control his adrenaline. That's someone who knows how to sit there and be calm when he hears that coming past his head. And if you don't know what that is, that's gunfire whipping past your ear. That's what that sounds like. Let's see. Yep, the kids spray and pray. Hey there from Twitch. We're doing good. Come on in. Yep, exactly, Rick. In the Revolutionary War, most cannons and ships were privately owned. I just want my AH-64 gunship. I identify as an AH-64 Apache helicopter. I'm just going to say that right now. So please do not assume my gender. Watching two gangbangers shoot each other from within 10 feet and neither one of them hit anything. Exactly. They're going to hit the 4-year-old 2 blocks away. That's what they're going to freaking hit. That's the problem. So now, I hope, hey, Dirt over there on Twitch, you are actually my first Twitch talker. So thank you for being here. I want to make sure you got a beer. I would love to send you a beer, but that's just not going to happen through the internet. Do love it. Don't know if you've seen it here or not, but here is the Cartier cam. That is Cartier, my service dog, who is at least either sleeping or trying to choke herself out. I'm not sure. She is my service dog. She may have had enough. I have no idea. My pronouns are Bert and Boom, so I get it. I love it. Hey, Dird313 over there on Twitch there. Yeah, I do have a gaming one a gaming stream that I do every once in a while. And so you should check that out too. So it's always fun. Dirt identifies as a cinematic Sony cam. There you go. All right, wait a minute. That's crazy. You support another endless war when Joe can't quit on the administration because he said they weren't a threat. All right, I'm going to put that up. Woe day or who day. All right, so either you weren't listening or you're just trying to write, whatever. 202-503-2271. Why don't you call in and tell me how I support an endless war? Better yet, tell me that the right is violent and how and who and all that other good stuff. I kind of agree with you there, Faces of the Human Race. I kind of agree with you on that statement there, but martial law, maybe not. There's way too many veterans, too many armed just people. I do too. That's what we do here. Like tonight I'm into this. I was literally working on my RV. By the way, important safety tip. Do not leave perishable food in the refrigerator for like 3 years and then like open the refrigerator door. It was not a good time. And then all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, I got to stream in like 15 minutes. I got to go. And I'm just trying to get that smell out of my mouth. And that smell will haunt me till the end of my days. I shit you not. There is not enough baking soda in the world to just, cut that back. It is most disgusting. Let's see. And I appreciate the beer. There you go. Tonight we're doing a little Guinness, as always, my little standby. There we go, baby. So the path to de-escalation. How, if any, if possible, can we get along with each other? Now, here's the fun part. Oh, man. Why is this not scrolling? There we go. I'm sorry if I've missed you. Thank you for your service, though. 20 years is a long time to serve. There you go. Thank you, man. Or what am I missing? There we go. I'm sorry for if I missed your comment because my chat thing stopped scrolling. Well, the guns keep away tyranny. It takes a will to fight. We trained Afghanistan army, gave them more military weapons. They turned over the country to Taliban. Well, technically, Joe Biden turned over the country to the Taliban, but with a whole bunch of stuff. But you're absolutely right on that right there. They folded like a cheap card table. Call me a little later. I'll call a little later. Sub and like for now. Thank you, Houday. That being said, keep in mind, let's help us try to break the algorithm here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Maybe even share this with a buddy. There is a whole bunch of people on this channel. I'll get to here in a bit. That do some really good work. I'm probably the slacker of all of them. A couple of them are in the channel right now. Actually, Mission Ready Man, I saw you there. I'm the slacker, kind of deal. I'm the blown up 12 times. So he kind of forgets to get media clips and stuff. Tonight, not really, didn't count because I really did want to come in here and just rap with you guys. But make sure you like and subscribe. Help us break that YouTube algorithm. We're actually doing pretty good, but anything helps. Yeah, damn it, I've smelled that before, and I was trapped in my brain. Look at 2020. Martial law was implemented anywhere people protested the government, agree or disagree with the administration at the time martial law was enacted. You know what? You're absolutely correct. However, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me again. I don't think it's going to happen again. I think we learned our lesson from that point. At least I know I did. I'm definitely not going to be that guy that does that. What do you think about the crime case of that singer, David, who killed a girl? I am not familiar. And yes, I do play bass and guitar and a few other things. Also in the 303. They say I only did 7 years myself, but some of the time it was also in the 303. Nice. I was EOD 22 years, all bomb squad, taking care of them IEDs for everybody after I got done with the PlayStation. Because how long do you wait for EOD? Until I fucking show up. That's how long you're going to wait. So that was always the joke. Was EOD takes too long. It's usually because we're freaking just going out of our gourds with 18 freaking calls in a 24-hour period, and we just have to prioritize them. Is there a path to de-escalation? Can we all get along? Short of, the country needing Jesus and coming together, and I'm going to have to look that up. Man, this case, I'm going to put that up there. Man, this case is so bad. He killed a minor with a chainsaw he ordered from Amazon. I have not seen that. I'm going to have to look that one up. You know what? Dird, come back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I have another show. I'm going to research that tonight, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. All that good work went to waste. Anyway, appreciate your channel. The fact that we can disagree but keep a good convo. Absolutely, man. You know what? Like I said, don't take my passion for anger. I'm passionate. I'm fired up about stuff. But it comes down to is. Nope, I don't know where the Twitch went. But where did half my stuff go? Uh-oh, I'm losing things. There we go. Oh, there it is. Starting to come back. Anyway, I appreciate you for the fact that we disagree and keep a good convo. Absolutely. Don't mistake my passion for anger, like I was saying. It comes down to is I love having a good conversation. In fact, if you want to call in at 202-503-2271, we could talk about whatever. My mental illness, which someone brought up earlier. It comes down, and yes, you know what, Houday, we have to respect our vets, all vets, not just me, because you don't have to respect me just because I'm a vet. There's a whole bunch of vets who just, are a bunch of freaking fucktards. But it really wants to is, they did do something, and just Biden did the right thing. You got to hand it to him. He woke up today. He ate his biscuit without freaking choking on it. I hand it to him. Everything was cool. He took his nap. Everything was great. I'm just kidding. He did some things that, weren't bad, that type of deal. So, and you got to hand it to people when they do it. I am not personally a Trump guy. I personally don't like the man. I think he's a fucking prick. However, he has done good things. I got to hand it to him. That's the thing. I got to hand it to him. He's done good things. Let's see. 100%. Absolutely. So 202, respectful vets, but they don't know shit at 18, 19, 20 years of age. Does anybody know anything at 18, 19, or 20 years of age? I certainly fucking did. I thought I did. Hell, at 30, 35, 40, I thought I freaking did. But sometimes I was right, sometimes I was wrong, more often wrong, but somehow I'm still here, thank God. What y'all drinking tonight? Let's do this stuff. So, getting back to this stuff, though, the Second Amendment is not just for self-defense, but it is one of the things that will stop us, or stop, I should say, one of these types of things. Because let's face it, there is a number of violent threats coming up from the left, and it doesn't take long to find it. All you got to do is go on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. Hell, go to Blue Sky and look there. It is a fucking cesspool of just leftist, I'm going to kill the right. That's all that is. And you know what? It's definitely gay. But anyway, that's why they wanted that age. Absolutely. But it just comes down to is it's absolutely fucking nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And it's from a warfighter's perspective. Okay. It comes down to is I would have shot people for less than this, for less than these threats. Okay. In Iraq and Afghanistan, I would have shot people for less than this. And then you have people out there, oh, we have guns too, and I'm going to use it on you. Oh, really? Say that again? Is that at that point? So who wants to do that shit? Game on. You want to fix the shit. Let's talk. I'm open to that. But it comes down to is we need to cool this shit off. How though? Now, it ain't going to be the right that cools off the left, because I'm going to tell you right now, the only way that the right is going to cool off the left is through hot lead. That's the problem. That is the problem. The only way the right's going to bring down the left is through hot lead, or bring down the temperature, I should say. It's the left that needs to start policing their own shit. The little dog whistles that they like to call. Safely. of or Second Amendment if we can't have chemical weapons and nukes. No, I believe in extenuating circumstances. Okay, I mean it comes down to is you can have chemical weapons. You have chemical weapons now. All right, in your house, you just don't know it. Look under your sink. Look above your refrigerator. Look where in your cleaning closet. You have chemical weapons now. It just depends on how you want to mix it, where you want to mix it, and how you want to employ it. Getting back to George Carlin. And there you go, Armory Welder. It's called a fart. I'm putting that one up. It's called a fart. There's your chemical weapon right there. Actually, it's more of a biological weapon, wouldn't it be? You know, a little fecal matter amongst friends. You know, 202-503-2271 if you want to be part of the program, especially if you disagree with me, because I love it. Especially if you think I'm mentally fucking ill, like the guy at the beginning of it. 2 different house cleaners makes mustard gas. Absolutely. Mustard gas, chlorine gas, phosgene. You want to talk about, I mean, you could do a low-grade BZ. You can actually make VX if you really wanted to get into it. Number of things that I learned as an EOD tech. It's just kind of fun. It also depends on what you ate. You know what? Red hot chili peppers, some beans and hot dogs, and I sucked it down with a whole bunch of PBR. Let's do it. Tabasco in a heater. Yo, I had the egg omelet and the 4 fingers of death. That's all I needed. Let's see. So, getting back to it. Let's see. What is he? Zombie Force says, common sense will probably save you to enter my box at point. Shit hit the fan. There you go. Hey, brother. Common sense is a wonderful thing. Unfortunately, it's not very common. And it really boils down to, oh, yeah, the egg omelet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like, why don't you just throw up in my mouth? You know, it's just, yeah. I actually gave one of those to my kids. I'm a horror father. So that was my Father's Day gift to myself. That being said, I do want to get to a couple things. Guys, make sure you're checking out shrmedia.com. Those are the guys, the founders of the Feast, the guys who give me this platform to talk to you guys on. They are a wonderful group of dudes who are out there. Oops, there we go. Ooh, that's wicked bright when I do that. Good group of dudes that helped me out, who brought me up to speed, helped me out and do all this stuff. shrmedia.com. There's a number of news stories that get posted. There is a media shop there, which you can actually, hold on, I can actually pull that up. Hold on. The media shop. Whoops, I need to share screen. Cancel. That doesn't like that. It don't likey. Anyway, I'll just get back to it. The media shop there is you can get some t-shirts, get some swag, get this. Here you go. Get this handy dandy little, I like to call it the camping mug. This is like the same types of mugs you see in like the Old West things. I'm going to tell you right now, this thing is so damn freaking sturdy. This thing would like survive freaking re-entry. All right. I've dropped this thing 4 times now and it hasn't shattered. It did dent my floor. But it is there. And it's really well made. I really like it. The t-shirts are done by 7 Armors, Biggie Earl Jackson, Mission Ready Men. His wife and him do those together, so it's a kind of a little family business. Keeps the lights on here, guys. We do this for free. I don't get paid to do this. I do this because I love it. All that other stuff. Bright light. Used to be able to do that, but I can't do it anymore. showed me how to make C4 out of toothpaste and dental floss when I was a young child. Absolutely. You know, those were such the good. That big wedging on the edge of liberty is just going to say that right now. With Sackhead Sean, he is our boss, our mentor, and our IT department. Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, I'm sorry. That was on Monday and Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. I should tell you the time. That is a wonderful thing to do. Remember that, Lyle.